It's Daf Yom Yerushalmi Terumos, and the article owes a whole edition when Daf Tes Zayin Amud Aleph, when the Mishnah Beis, the Mishnah Beis, which is 5 lines down, and Terminator Tamei Torah, which in the Vilna is on Chesem and Beis. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down in the Mishnah. Ain't Tamei Torah. Okay. Before we spoke about Ain't Tamei Mina Torah Tamei. Now we're talking about the other way around. Ain't Tamei Mina Ain't Tamei Torah. Can't take Truma from Tamei Torah. In Torah, maybe did it. Shogeg Truma so Truma, but did it. But Shogeg your Truma is about Truma. Mazid loss of Lukum. If it's mazid, it's null and void. When Levi had Meiser Rishon, and it was Tevel for Trumas Meiser, from Frish Alav V'Holech, and he was being using this Meiser to create Trumas Meiser, which doesn't mean a Mukaf, on doesn't mean the same batch on other batches of Meiser, and it became Tummy. This Meiser which he was using. Shoigeg, he was doing B'Shoigeg, Mashal Asui. What he did is okay. But the Meiser did liberty lost of Lakum. It's null and void. If he knew ahead of time that it was Tamei, Avol Shu Shogeg, such as he forgot it was Tamei, loss of Lakum, we find him and it is null and void. Because he was Poshea. He was negligent. And the Mishnah continues. I might be a Kalim with Shabbos. I mean, the Tevel says Kalim on Shabbos. The Shoyeh was inadvertent. He didn't realize it was Shabbos. That was also. Yishtam Hashem, he can use them. But Mezi did it deliberately. Lo Yishtam Hashem, he can't use them bo bayom on that same day. HaMaiser Rabashal b'Shabbos, somebody who takes a Meiser or cooks on Shabbos. But Shoyeh did it inadvertently. By Yochal, he can eat it. Mezi lo Yochal, but Mezi, he can't eat it. And there is, of course, one opinion. The Rabbi Yochanan Sam, he can't eat it forever. But we told this to Motzei Shabbos. Hanoteh b'Shabbos, so he plants on Shabbos. B'Shoy he didn't unintentionally kayem. He can sustain, keep it. But Mezi, of course, got to uproot it. But with Shvius and Shmita, ben b'Shoy ben b'Mezid. Care whether he did it unintentionally or intentionally, he's got to uproot it. Saying of Trumas Ma'aser, of course, is on Shabbos Yontif is Rabbanan. Right, because it's like being makdish, which is us because of mekachum it looks mekachum memkar, and it's also mechzik misakin because you're fixing the tevel. So, but we link it, and so matbil kalim and meiser are the rabbanan. Mevasha, of course, is the raisa. Obviously, we're not doing a distinction here between the raisas and the rabbanans. And now the Gemara says, "Ein tormin min hator v'chulei." It's also in the Vilna. Yes, it is. That header is also in the Vilna. Okay, so says the Gemara. It's not in the. It's not in the Kavanaki. Okay, go figure. All right, Shem Rabbi Yana. She doesn't say the name Rabbi Yana. Nechshavachem chumaschem k'tagam min agoren. Become le'yameyakev. Your truma is considered for you like grain from the silo, and like the malaya, I guess means the full wine from the wine press. Just like a wine press, you can't have part of the wine is tummy, part of the wine is tar, because the wine is a medium, one of the shiva mashkin, which spreads the tumah throughout the mixture. Even though you can have part of it tummy and part of it tar, because it's there's no medium for transferring of the truma from grain to grain. Nevertheless, you should not take truma from elsewhere. Which means a mukaf, whether tamei or whether Torah, depending on the situation, obviously. So just like by yekev, it's all going to be the same, or Torah, tamei, Torah. By Goren, also you should make it the same, or tamei or Torah, meaning truma from tamei and tamei, truma from tar and tar. V'chol trumaschem kain, and all of your truma should be like that in a similar vein. V'zeh, and the this goren is apish efshar, even though it's possible they can have part of it tamei and part of it tar. L'meidim efshar mish efshar, we learn efshar, possible case. Part of his tamei, part of his tar, that still shouldn't take me a tamei from a place that's efshar, where it's not possible to have part tamei and part tar by Yaakov. Well, of course you have to take from tamei and tamei. Okay. So and this is a big machlekes in Shas, Dani Efshar Mishi Efshar, and obviously our Mishnah holds yes, we do. Me'ato lo yeh truma so truma. Okay, if that's the case, then truma, if we did, should be truma even the rabbanon, even the b'diavad. Why is chatkilo no good b'diavad? Oh, good. Mimenu trumas Hashem ksiv, because it says. The pasuk in Bamidbar Yechezkel Chesed Sadi Menu Trumas Hashem, give from Trumas Hashem. So Trumas Hashem means no matter what. That if you and therefore if you took up Truma, it's valid Truma. Okay, so that was an interesting drasha, but the bottom line is that we learned that even something which is okay but the Evid is okay but the Evid. You don't say it's not Truma, it is okay. If you did when then it would be okay. And this, I think this is Yerushalmi Terumos because the Rabbanan so we're really talking about the Rabbanans anyway. So therefore, this is obviously an asmachta, not a drasha gemura. Okay. So the Gemara goes on and says. All things are learnt for themselves, and malamdin they teach for others. If there's a way to extrapolate from there, such as a extra language, or if it's Eino Indian to this, Eino Indian is that. Because here, Chumas Meiser, he melamedes teaches us that Chuma Gedola cannot be taken minatar la tamei. It teaches us that Chuma Gedola cannot be taken Torah Tamei because it has to be Nitam and Mukaf. Vein Lamedo, but we don't. It doesn't learn itself because we don't say that Chumas Meiser has to be taken min Mukaf and not from the Tahar on the Tamei. So the pasuk of pasuk going to tell us in a moment. The pasuk we haven't seen the pasuk yet, but we're going to see in a moment. So the Gemara says, "Trumas ma'asim lamedas to truma gdosh." And it tells me a Torah tamei. He tells me Vihini tells me a Torah tamei. Right? We just said. Trumas ma'asim says the truma gdosh can be taken Torah tamei, but in itself trumas ma'asim can be taken Torah tamei. Minayin. From where do we learn this out? Am Rabbi Shem Chizkiah, Rabbi Yanu Shem Rabbi Yanai, Unsatem Mimenos Trumas Hashem La Ron HaKohen. You should give from it, from your Trumas Meiser, to Aaron the Kohen. I say, do it. Sheinasnu Aaron Kohen b'kuna so. You can give it to Aaron Kohen in his kuna, meaning when he's betara. So they should take a Meiser, Trumas Meiser Tor. It must be then Makamach. Must be that's not being a mukaf, right? Because mainly is usually mafresh minator, even though it's shalom mina mukaf. Rav Kana said it's like a different drasha. Kana mar mikol chabo es mikdashom mimenu. From all of its best, of its best quality, take it's the sacrifice part from it. Torah mekudesh mina mekudesh shabo. Take from that which is mekudesh, meaning that which is not for the emphasis here is not in mekudesh but in shabo, and he's arguing. He's saying that you should always take from whatever it is. If it's part of his Torah, you can take from the Torah, but if it's all Tamei, take from the Tamei. And according to Rav Kahana, there's no distinction between Truma Gedolah and Trumas Meiser. unlike what he's saying till now. And it's brought down here, Agav Gur Rabbi Yossi, because he argues on Rabbi Yossi above, but not because it's directly pertinent to our sugya. Again, Tamei Mekush Shabbat, Chumas Mais is Mekush Shabbat, period. That you should, whatever it is, both Chuma and Chumas Meiser, you can, you have to take both. Minamukov. Okay, so both of them. And even Chumas Meiser Zumlametz Chuma Gedola. The Chumas Meiser teaches us that about Chuma Gedola, she tells Minamukov that it has to be nitel Minamukov. Ki dichsi mimenu Minamukov. The menu indicates that it should be mukov. It should be in the same batch, the same place. I'm not sure there's a girsa here in the Gemara itself. So it says first one, it says Kana my kolbas me shem told me kushbo. Shmai said lim lo chumugdol she tells me no mukov. So chumugdol need to mukov. He tell us. The brackets are in the, there's brackets of kind of kamnaki, and in the brackets are conceiving menu mina mukov. So that's not in the regular Gemara. But in any event, the regular Gemara says, Limna Chumagala Shini tells me Mukov, Vihi, and Chumas Meiser is Nitel Shalom and Mukov. And Minayin Chumas Meiser. Okay, so and the Kabinaki has extra words here. Minayin, how do you know this is true? The Tanya for Abraisa. Minayin Chumas Meiser Nitel Shalom and Mukov, how do you know Chumas Meiser Kudegit Shalom and Mukov? Not from the same batch. Shanamah it says Tarimu. By Chumas Meiser says Tarimu. And Tarimu we learn because Tarimu Komas Rosechem. That's plus Ketu Kamatem Chumas Shem Komas Rosechem. Kol is a ribui. Even if one is Yehuda, one Meiser, and another in Golio, you can take on that from the Chumas Meiser in from the Meiser in Golio on the Meiser in Yehuda, even though it's not Minamukov. So the bottom line is, like we said, we're Chumas Meiser is Malamin and Chuma Gdola that's Nitelis Minamukov, and like the Kabinaki brought down in the brackets here, Kidichsi Mimenu Minamukov, because of the words Mimenu. But at the other end, we have Tarimu, which teaches us that even Shalom Minamukov, and that we say goes on Chumas Meiser itself. So, yeah, the more had to be difficult, but the bottom line is to say here, Chumas Meiser Lamedes Ve'eno Lameda. Okay, it's not 100% clear why not. Maybe it's going to come clear later on. Chumas Meiser Limda Chuma Gedola Shlotei tells Elamina Gomor. It's Chumas Meiser Chuma Gedola only taken from Gomor from Dagon, meaning something which has been a pile and smooth. Vavhi and the Chumas Meiser it tells Afi tells Elamina Gomor. This is it. No, so this we do learn out. Because it says by the Sifri, the pasuk is it says mitgedogen min hagorin by Chumas Meiser that it has to be also min hagomor. Okay, so whenever we have since we have that Joshua Kidogen min hagorin which pertains to Chumas Meiser, you can't take it up in the stalks. You have to first make them in a pile and then take off the Chumas Meiser. Okay, Tanya, we learned Chumas Meiser and tell us minator minator, minator tame, Ben tells me minator minator, but not for minator. Chemer Kashem Sheni tells me minator, Kachin tells me minator. You should never take tame, even from tame and tame. Again, because Chumas Meiser connects Shalom Minamukov, so don't take minator minator. Take from Torah and tame. Since it's Rabbanon, so then you can be Torim from Tame on Tame. Um, okay. I don't think we actually ever gave a clear cut reason why Chumas Meiser is Melamed and Eno Lomed. I don't think we did. So perhaps in that account, the Rosh Cirilio says that all of these things are the Rabbanans, and they have to do with the benefit of the Kohen, and he just ignores all the Machleksim of all the Amoraim and their drashos, and this is according to the sheet of the Rash, that all these drashos are just a smachta. And the main reason why Tarim Shlomin Amukov is a the main reason is the Svara that by Truma it has to be in a Mukov, and that Trumas Meiser it doesn't have to be in a Mukov. And I assume, although it doesn't say here explicitly, I assume it has to do with the fact that Truma Gedolah Midaraisa doesn't have to be measured, doesn't have to measure. So therefore, it's better to do it Mina Mukov, right? So that's what gives the connection to the batch. But Trumas Meiser has to be measured. And therefore, as long as you have the measure, and you take specific measure, what you need to take, so that gives an affinity to the batch, even if it's not mukaf. So the affinity of the batch is determined by the hekef, because there's no shear, which is going to be designated, which makes it gives an affinity. That's by truma, and by trumas meiser, the shear, which is going to be done at designated, gives affinity, and that's why it doesn't have to be. And that takes place of being mina mukaf, to give it an affinity to the greater, to the large amount of grain. He does say that Kamnoki is, there are machleksim here, like Rav Khan's arguing, so that does have to be explained regardless. That may be true, but in any event, it still could be old Rabbanans. And we will. We are now on Tez Yudzayin Amar Aleph. We're going to probably fit a bit that ways down, 7 lines down, so of course we'll stop here.